What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pat and Dan Show. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. To my right is the man, Dan Rourke. Dan, how are we doing tonight?
Bro, I'm pumped, I'm hyped, and I'm feeling really good. Really good, bro. Not an ounce of pessimism in me today. We're winning tomorrow. Season's gonna advance to the ALDS, that's for sure.
Dude, it's honestly just so weird because, when we started off, this whole Pat and Dan Show journey here, it was June, July, whatever. Now, here we are. Dan, this is the eve of the AL wildcard game where the New York Yankees are going to be taking on the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. Dude, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for all season, and it comes to a culmination tomorrow. Now, that tomorrow kind of just, we've been saying so many times, this is a must-win game. Tuesday, it's a must-win game where your season's over. This is the definition of must-win games.
Yeah, dude, and it freaks me out. I'm confident. I'm confident that the Yankees, I think, are the better team. And I feel like most unbiased people in baseball would say that about the Yankees and Red Sox. The Yankees are the better team. I think out of say there was a 10-game series, I think the Yankees would win 7 out of 10 times with this current team that we have right now. But yeah, bro, just the fact that anything can happen in a wild card game, that's what freaks me out. But not that I don't believe in the Yankees, because and I tweeted this out the other day why I was pretty confident they made the playoffs and win yesterday is that the one time the Yankees seem to show up this season is when their backs are against the wall, completely against the wall. They have to win, and tomorrow that's the definition of back against the wall. So
I mean, listen, we have so much to talk about as far as tomorrow goes. We're gonna be breaking down just about every aspect of tomorrow's game, from the weather to the pitching matchups to the line to the roster constructions. Before we get into that, Dan's chugging his little diner cup.
It
looks like a diner cup. Yeah.
Doesn't this look like so? Why would I say the water looks ridiculously refreshing in the camera?
No, it looks good.
This is nice looking water. It's delicious.
When you go to a diner and they give you the free waters, that's what that looks like. Before we get into anything, let's take a 10/roll call. Let's see who we got in this chat on a beautiful 9:00 on a Monday evening, dude.
Today was kind of gross out, to be honest. Today's the one. I feel like today's weather was crap. But it's a good. Tomorrow should be good.
But shout out to Alexis. We got Majestical Chicken. Yankee says, Pat, is this live? No, it's not. We got Lori, Bernie, we got AJ, we got Zohide, Matt, Majestical Chicken, Felipe, Edward. Appreciate you all so much for stopping by. I wish I could name everybody, but Dan, if we did, we'd be here until the start of the game tomorrow. We really would, but that's fine. You know what? I say we kind of start things off today by talking about tomorrow's pitching matchup, Dan. Gerrit Cole going up against Nathan Eovaldi, which, past couple days, I'm not too surprised about it. But to be honest, going into thinking of a hypothetical Yankees Red Sox wildcard game, for the past month or so, I was almost certain the Red Sox were going to be throwing Chris Sale out there, right? First of all, I mean, I guess the only reason why they wouldn't is because they're not too confident in him, just coming back from the injury. But I thought that would kind of play in their favor, right? The fact that the Yankees have not seen Chris Sale in 2 years, but they're not going that route. He pitched for them on Saturday, so I didn't think he'd be available out of the bullpen or anything. Gerrit Cole, Nathan Eovaldi. I would say, Dan, out of let's say the 4 wildcard games that the Yankees have played, well, this will be the 4th since 2015. I would say this is easily the best pitching matchup we've gotten, right?
Yeah. No, I'd say so. What are you saying, matchup on each end, or no matter what for us, it's so. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised at first when I heard about Sale starting, which remember a couple weeks ago, fly. Still alive.
R.I.P. You mean Eovaldi starting?
Oh yeah, but I was surprised when I found out Sale wasn't starting, because remember a couple weeks ago we heard Michael Kay say that, and we were kind of surprised if that was going to be the case. But it makes sense, because I feel like any team's game plan against the Yankees right now is don't let Judge and Stanton be. They're the 2 hottest hitters. When they perform, the Yankees seem to win, right? So by starting Sale, the lefty, I feel like that, wouldn't exactly make sense. And he didn't perform well. The start against, who was it, the Nationals? So
he didn't look good at all. He looked decent, but not like Chris Sale.
And his numbers, when you look into him, I think his ERA is sub 3, but you really dive into the numbers, he hasn't been all that amazing since coming back from, what do you have, Tommy John, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't blame them for starting Eovaldi. The fact that they are starting Eovaldi excites me. Not that I think we're gonna. What we tagging for 7 runs last time total after the Stanton homer, I think.
Yeah.
Was it 7?
Yeah.
6, 7? I'm not sure we're gonna go that crazy with it, but I'm very confident. I think Gerrit Cole is gonna pitch very well tomorrow. Now might just purely be a hunch. Also, the fact that he's coming off with an extra day's rest going into tomorrow, that helps a lot. And I don't know. I just feel like you said, bro, stakes are high. He likes it, and I think he's gonna pitch well.
Yeah, no, I agree 1000%. And I think when a lot of people look at this pitching matchup, I definitely kind of favor the Yankees on this end, right? Just because we know Nathan Eovaldi, he's kind of had the Yankees number this season, and the Red Sox have kind of had Gerrit Cole's number on the flip side, right? And also historically, Gerrit Cole's like not too good in his career at Fenway Park in postseason or regular season. But when going into like a do or die game like this, like a wild card, like winner take all game, I throw all those past numbers in the garbage. Just because, dude, none of that matters right now. Like Nathan Eovaldi, the Yankees might have scored 7 runs off him in his last start against them, or in the previous 5, he might have owned us. But dude, that's why it doesn't matter, because anything could happen tomorrow. Gerrit Cole could come out there and he gave up 7 in the first, which probably won't be the case because the Yankees wouldn't even give him the time of day to let that happen. But I truly think that anything could happen tomorrow, and that's why I'm kind of favoring the Yankees, just because I look at Gerrit Cole, and I think he's a better pitcher than Nathan Eovaldi. And also, Dan, this is kind of like an important fact that we were talking about a little bit earlier. Gerrit Cole's health has been in question as far as like, has he been struggling lately because the hamstring's not fully healthy? I think that this start might be the most fully healthy we've seen Gerrit Cole in a while. Simply because, dude, I was watching the little on the field workouts earlier, like the Yankees working out at Fenway Park, getting ready for the game tomorrow. And Gerrit Cole had his nice little turtleneck on, which I hope he wears tomorrow because I love that
Dude, he
turtleneck.
looks like such a pimp,
I
bro. That
really want
reminds me of
one.
90s Yankees baseball. I don't know why.
No,
It
it's
just
so
does.
nice, even though we weren't alive. But what I'm trying to say is that he was throwing on flat ground in the rain, bro. And I forgot who was saying, maybe like Dan Plesac on MLB Network or something. He was like, yo, if Gerrit Cole's hamstring was bothering him at all, he would not be throwing on the field right now, especially in the rain on flat ground. So that makes me extremely confident going into tomorrow's game that Gerrit Cole's at full health.
Yeah, no, 100%. And even if it's something to do with like a hamstring injury, just the fact that he has that extra day's rest, that could be huge. And also, too, we know Cole is a smart pitcher. Like, you could argue, like, in terms of pitching IQ, he might be like number one in all of baseball, right? And, look at the numbers in Boston. And I just thought of this now. While he never had like an amazing start, each start he's made 3 in Fenway so far this year has gotten progressively better. Remember the first one? That was the really bad one. It was
Yeah.
6 earned runs. I think I did the full numbers up here, but yeah, it was like 6 earned runs. And then his next start in Fenway was 5 innings, 3 runs. It wasn't amazing, but better than 5 innings, 6 runs. And then his most recent outing, while it wasn't like Cy Young, Dominic Cole, like he was pretty solid majority of the way up until the Devers home run. His final out was 6 innings, 3 runs. So I
Yeah. No, I
mean,
know.
while 6 innings, 3 runs, I mean, I think we're
That'll
gonna
win you
hit
the
a.
game
I think
tomorrow.
I
I
think we're
really
gonna
do.
hit a Valdi. I was gonna say 6 innings, 3 runs. Not ideal, but yeah, I was gonna say I do think it'll win us tomorrow. And I don't see Cole. I think that might be like the floor for Cole tomorrow is 6 innings, 3 runs.
I would say that's fair. Yeah, I mean, also because like we mentioned, I know we've kind of looked back at like Gerrit Cole's like most recent 5 starts and they haven't been too good. But I think what a lot of people forget is like the best one probably out of his last 5 was that Red Sox start, which he only
Yeah,
gave up 3 runs because that one bad pitch to Devers. And to be honest, it wasn't even that bad of a pitch. Like Devers just is a very hot hitter right now. So I would say
and Devers
Devers is
does
like,
seem to own Cole. It feels like I don't have the
yeah.
numbers, so like he's really got to be careful with that. It seems like it's. Oh, I feel like Devers has gone deep off Cole. Like I mean, that was at least the second time he's gone deep off him. I'm pretty sure this year, right?
No,
Because
yeah.
didn't
I
he have that?
mean,
Yeah, it's
Devers has
been
killed the
multiple
Yankees
times.
forever. I mean, it's
True.
just how it seems to
And
go. But
and also too, on the topic of pitching well lately and not pitching well, Nathan Eovaldi, I'm just gonna pull up the numbers right here. I'm pretty sure he's been struggling recently. He has dude, so I guess it's really inflated because the Yankees start. But all I remember is his ERA going into the Yankees series was like 3.5, and he finished with a 3.75. So I mean, he definitely was not like really good to close out the season. Nathan Eovaldi.
no, yeah, I get it. And also, yo, I mean, like, kind of like we're on the topic of pitchers here. Like, I just want to go out and say this and make this very clear. I know, like, going into this wildcard game, bro, there was a ton of people, especially after like Gerrit Cole started in Toronto. They're like, yo, I don't even think I trust Gerrit Cole in the wildcard game anymore. I'm going on record of saying this right now. I have nothing but faith in Gerrit Cole for tomorrow. Like, there's no other pitcher I would want on the mound. Like, on the Yankees roster, obviously. Like, if you give me Jacob DeGrom, like, give me that. But, like, dude, looking at Gerrit Cole on the mound tomorrow, I have 100% confidence in him that he's going to get the job done. Like, he's our ace. He's our bulldog that we're throwing out on the mound tomorrow, being like, yo, give us at least 6 innings, maybe 7 of just solid baseball to keep us in the game and bring us later in the postseason. The only thing that's weird is that like Gerrit Cole's career in like winner take all games are pretty good. I think this is like his 5th. But the weird thing is like when he's pitched, his team has never won a winner take all game. 0 and
Really?
4. Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I hear what you're saying in terms of like, there's nobody else you should want to have pitch tomorrow, and I'm very confident in Gerrit Cole. Although what I will say, where I disagree, is while I am confident, I don't blame other people for being a little bit like weary on him. Now that doesn't mean you should think he shouldn't start. I mean, there's some people. I think somebody called into the K show the other day and was like, "Start Nestor over Cole," and they rightfully so lit him up. But yeah, I mean, without a doubt, you start Cole. But you can't like put lipstick on a pig. He hasn't been good in September. I'm with you, bro, in the fact that I just think it's October baseball. He's our ace, and I see him stepping up. Like it's as simple as that. I see Cole stepping up tomorrow.
Yo, and also, I'm trying to think of this real quick because I saw that stat on MLB Network where like his team is 0-4 in winner take all games. I'm trying to remember here. Yo, didn't Gerrit Cole pitch 2019 ALDS Game 5 for the Astros where they beat the Rays?
I think
Because then
so,
that number
right?
wouldn't be right. They would be like 1-4.
Or was that? Well, we can try to think of how it lined up with ALC because he pitched Game 3 of the ALCS. It was Verlander, Greinke, Cole. It might have been like McCullers pitched that game.
I could have sworn he pitched Game 5 in the ALDS.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But still,
either way,
elimination games doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure his career postseason numbers are good. So
no, yeah. Bottom line,
and people want to talk about my audio,
faith.
by the way. It's because I left my mic in my other crib, so I took all the AirPods today. Sorry about that.
Only Dan, dude. No, but like it doesn't sound that bad. Just a little bit,
This isn't my because Lawyers is Dan and Mike sounds very bad in that new space. This is my old crib. I left the mic in my new one, so we just got to deal with it for Sunday. Is it that bad? Like, is it?
It's not that bad, but it's evidently
different.
Like
sure.
different. Yeah.
Okay.
But listen, before we get into anything else, let's hit on a couple donos that we got in here. Yo, big shout out to Christian with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, my man. He says, Pat, I got a monkey for my birthday. I named him Geo, and I'm happy to be spending my birthday night with my two favorite content creators. Well, first of all, that's so nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Second of all, a pet monkey? Dude, where would you even buy one of those? Like, is that legal? Should he be saying this on the internet?
That just reminds me of that Drake and Josh episode where like that dude turned like an orangutan.
Oh my god, Bobo.
Or he was trying to. Bobo, yeah.
Yes, yeah, good stuff. Dude, but once again, I don't know where the hell you'd buy a monkey. But yo, shout out to Geo the monkey.
They have them at like PetSmart and shit. You can just go pick one up.
No, they don't.
Petco?
When was the last time you went to Petco and saw like monkeys available?
I don't know the last time I went there at all, but yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with going to Petco. I just don't really.
But the way you said it's like, oh, who goes to Petco? All right.
It's like that Walmart TikTok. It's like, you shop at Walmart. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Move on, whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But yo, also big shout out to Andrew Allen, the absolute GOAT of the Pat and Dan Show social media. He says, appreciate you guys for making this season even more awesome. I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot more season left. Let's go. I love the optimism. Bro, the optimism is
Andrew's very like similar to us in that sense that like he's optimistic and he's not pessimistic. He's not like rooting for the Yankees to fail, which it seems like some Yankee fans are. Andrew's one of the best Twitter followers out there, bro.
Andrew's an absolute legend.
Hollywood Allen, right? Isn't that Hollywood Allen?
I think so. Yeah.
Follow him.
Absolute stud. But yo, Dan, I say we kind of like shift gears now. What I kind of want to do is go like position by position. And just break down like the matchups between like the Yankees, like and Red Sox, first baseman, catcher, second base, whatever. You want to do that?
Bro, I want to do that. That's my favorite thing to do.
Let's do it. I say we kind of start things off with catcher, right? I guess we could do that. As you all should know, Kyle Higashioka will be catching Gerrit Cole tomorrow. Gary Sanchez will not be in the lineup, which I would say kind of evened itself out for the Yankees within like the last couple months or so. Because Dan, we were having discussions like I would say even a month ago, like, yo, who are the Yankees going to go with at DH for like the wildcard game? Are they going to go Voit? They could go Gary. Like, are they going to put Stanton in there? But it kind of like these things tend to work themselves out. So Higgy's going to be catching. Gary's going to be on the bench. Probably going to see him later in the game as like a pinch hitter, I guess. But then catching for the Red Sox is probably going to be Kevin Plawecki, who scares the hell out of me simply because, he's killed the Yankees just about all season. But overall, personally, I think I'd give the edge to the Yankees just because I think just like Plawecki, Higgy's had a bunch of big hits for the Yankees this season. And I think his defense is a little bit better than Plawecki too. And also, I think we have to take into account the fact that Higgy and Cole's relationship is just unmatched. So I think if he makes Gerrit Cole better, I want him behind the plate. So I would say edge Yankees.
All right, and we're just factoring Higgy, right? Like it's just Higgy versus Plawecki, I assume.
Yeah, I would say
that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Plawecki. I mean, his numbers are solid. You include last year too. Like offensively, at least he's pretty good. I don't know what the deal is with his defense, to be honest. But being unbiased just from the information that I have on Plawecki, I'm gonna go with him slightly. Yeah. Now I will say I'm actually. No, I would have said that if you said the same thing. I mean, also this is not a side note, but I'm comfortable with Higgy playing tomorrow. I really am. And not just for like the relationship with Cole, but it's like in a 1-game playoff elimination game, like you can't. And not that I am always so worried about this happening, but recently it does seem to be like an issue somewhat again. Like the idea of Gary, like the pass ball and like go ahead run scores in, like the ninth. Like I can't deal with that. Like so I'll take Hickey for a 1-game playoff. I'm
But the
fine with it.
problem
With
is,
the way
like,
Gary's hitting lately.
dude, I'm thinking Gary's gonna be catching like later in the game, like come like 7th, 8th, ninth.
See,
Gary's
that's
probably gonna
why
be catching.
that's why like I don't know. I mean, I guess Gary would be your first pinch hit choice now that Boyd's hurt, right? Is there somebody else
Yeah,
I'm forgetting?
no,
So I
100%.
guess in that
I'd say
sense,
he'd probably pinch it for Hickey.
yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, like that would probably have to be like it's a tie game or we're down by 1. But like I feel like they'll only pinch hit Gary if they have to. Because say it's late in the game and you think you can take the lead while still getting away with keeping Hickey in the game. If say Chapman's coming in the next inning, then you might want to do that. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. Moving on to first base here. I'm not too sure who they're gonna be starting. I mean, it could either be like Schwarber or like Dahlbeck. But for the
It'll
Yankees,
be
it's obviously
Schwarber.
gonna be Rizzo. It's probably gonna be Schwarber, right? And then Dahlbeck's like a pinch hit option.
Well, I was watching today, and I guess because JD's hurt, and if they weren't going to play him, they could DH Dahlbeck. So Schwarber
Oh,
could
that would
play
make
first,
sense.
and Dahlbeck could DH.
Yeah.
But
So assuming like Schwarber's gonna be playing first base, Rizzo's gonna be playing first for the Yankees. For me, this is kind of like a no-brainer. I think I'm going Yankees. Between like Rizzo's defense and like just what he's kind of proven. I know his bat kind of like wandered off a little bit coming back from the COVID IL, but I still think that he's just a very dangerous hitter in that lineup. And I would take Rizzo over Schwarber any day of the week.
you know what? I'm gonna agree with you there because I'm just going off a 1-game playoff, picking who gives our best bet to win, and I think that is Rizzo because I mean the defense, bro. Like same as what I was saying with Higgy, like that's what really scares me. Like I'll take the slightly less good of an offensive bat compared to like Schwarber's defense is pretty bad, and I trust Rizzo, so I'm gonna go with Rizzo just for like the
Yeah.
defensive purposes.
No, I mean from that one for me, I mean maybe I'm kind of discrediting Kyle Schwarber like a little
His
bit.
numbers are really good, so I'm kind of torn. I mean, like in 113
His
games, he
offensive
had
numbers are
32
better than
homers.
Rizzo, but I would say
By
the
land, they're
defense for Rizzo
really
is a lot
good.
better.
They're really good, but like in a 1-game playoff, I'll take the slightly less good of a bat and then the better defense.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even realize like how good Schwarber's been for the Red Sox. Like I really didn't realize.
Yeah,
That.
no, he's been good.
But yo, moving on to second base here. I guess we're under the assumption that apparently Alex Cora is leaning towards Christian Arroyo. And then for the Yankees, it would be Gleyber Torres. This one for me is like a no-brainer. Gleyber Torres over Christian Arroyo, like any day of the week. No.
Let me just pull up Christian Arroyo stat. It's Christian with a C, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Christian Arroyo. Okay. So far, I think I am going to agree with you.
I mean, also what we could
I agree
consider is like,
with the way Gleyber's been playing.
also the fact like maybe they could be starting Jose Iglesias, but I think he might be like a little pinch hit option for them. But apparently, like Cora, like I said, is leaning towards Arroyo. So
Yeah, no,
I'd probably go
Iglesias is
Gleyber. Bro,
Iglesias isn't eligible. He can't play in the postseason.
oh, he's not.
Nah, yeah.
Oh, because they
So
acquired him
they'll be
after September 1st, right?
something like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Gleyber for me. It's
Yeah.
Gleyber.
No, bro, also because, like, can we acknowledge the fact that Gleyber Torres has been very good lately? And he's had a bunch of really big hits for the Yankees. Like, not even, like, you could take out, like, the big home run against Blue Jays. Like, other than that, dude, like, he's had a lot of big hits as well. I just feel like I think his number here is what? He has an 841 OPS in the last 3 weeks of the season. Like, dude, that's massive considering Gleyber Torres had, what, like a 650 OPS all season. So,
Yeah, dude. And also, how about that play the other day?
His defense has looked spectacular at second base as well. He just looks so much more comfortable since moving over to second base, both defensively and offensively. I think that's the best thing that the Yankees probably have done all season.
He looks like Gleyber again. And, like, that's cliche as hell, I know, but, like, he looks like he's chilling, bro. He's having a good time. Like, he seems like, bro, it seemed like when Gleyber was shortstop, it just felt like he was, like, 30, 31 years old. I don't know why. But now when he's back at second base, bro, it's like he's 22 again.
Yeah.
Like, he's chilling. So,
yeah,
I'm going to go with Gleyber.
I would probably agree. Now probably going over to shortstop. Now I'm assuming that Gio is going to be playing tomorrow, right? Because
he is.
Yeah, as far as
they
what
even
we heard
said
yesterday,
if there was a game today, he could have played.
Yeah, so Gio Urshela is going to be the Yankees starting shortstop for tomorrow. But Xander Bogaerts is going to be the Red Sox shortstop. For me, this one has to go to the Red Sox. I mean, dude, Xander Bogaerts is one of the top shortstops in the league. But also, like, we can't really discredit, like, I know since Urshela kind of came back from the IL, he hasn't been spectacular, but he's also another guy like Glaber. He's been picking it up as of late, and he's not kind of like a lost at bat as much as he was a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. And he's played good at shortstop,
Yeah,
which
his
is really all
defense
I
has
care
been
about.
great as well. But I mean,
Yeah.
Xander Bogaerts just like a different beast.
That's
You
it
know?
with Bogarts. I mean, there's only probably like 4 or 5 shortstops you could maybe put ahead of him. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
third base, it's basically like a same scenario for the Red Sox. Rafael Devers, one of the best third basemen in the league.
Oh yeah.
And for the Yankees, I guess it's gonna be Rougned Odor at third base since
I
DJ's
guess
out.
I guess so. I mean, like you can't start Wade. I wouldn't start Wade in any postseason game, and that's a compliment to Wade because he's just too valuable off the bench.
But I'll tell you
And
what,
they might have Florial come up, but still, like Wade, bro, like it's like legitimately his thing now. Like pinch running is like his profession. Like I want that to only be in the hands of Tyler Wade.
but I'll tell you what, like let's just say we're in like the 7th inning. Yankees are up by 2. Are you leaving in Rougned Odor, or are you bringing in like Velasquez for defense? Shifting Gio to third and putting in Velasquez at short.
I would probably do that. Now Odor, he's looked better at third, but I still, I guess, isn't entirely comfortable there. Yeah, I would probably do that.
Yeah, that's
If we're
probably what
winning.
because dude,
If we're up, if we're winning.
sure,
Like,
sure.
yeah.
No, that would probably
If
make
it's
the
if
most
it's
sense.
tied, I mean, like I'll still give the benefit of the doubt to Odor, who can like change the game with one swing. Still,
Yeah, no, for sure. But yo, shout out to Danny with the $5 donor. Appreciate you, my man. He says, glad I found you guys. You made the season so much more exciting. That's so nice. Dude,
thank
I
you.
love when we get nice comments. This is
bro, I know that's sick.
He says, who do you think makes a bigger impact tomorrow? Wade, Sevy, Velasquez, Gallo, or Dor? Dude,
I don't
these
think
are
Sevy's gonna
interesting
pitch
names.
tomorrow. I don't think Sevy's gonna pitch tomorrow.
I completely disagree.
I think it's gonna go Cole to Holmes to Chapman. I don't think Sevy's gonna come in.
See,
I-
I think also it kind of depends on like how long Cole goes. Like, let's say Cole gives up like 3 and runs through 4. I think Sevy is like the first one out of the bullpen in that scenario.
Okay, in that case, yeah. But I feel like if we're thinking Cole gives us 6 or 7, then to me, like game 1 of a potential ALDS has Severino written all over it because right now it's lining up for Nestor to pitch, and even with Monty, even when he pitches well, he doesn't go too deep into games. I feel like that's when it would make the most sense. But like, yeah, if the situation calls for it, then it's possible, definitely possible.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah,
What was the
I mean,
question? It was out of those who I see making the most impact.
yeah, out of
Can you
those
pull it up
1, 2,
again?
3, 4, 5.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Gallo. I mean, that's I feel like the obvious answer.
For me, I'm gonna say Wade. I think just like you
Okay,
mentioned
no, that's
before, like
fair.
the pinch
Yeah,
running option. I think he could be the biggest difference maker for the Yankees. Like, let's say we're trailing by 1 in the 9th, and then Gallo walks, dude. You're probably
no,
bringing in Wade to
definitely,
pinch run. So,
definitely.
and also,
I was
yo,
going off of like Gallo's the only one that's gonna be like star. I know Door too, but yeah,
no, yeah,
Wade and Gallo I feel like are the definite go tos.
dude. I mean, we're gonna talk about Gallo. I mean, this is kind of like the perfect segue, simply because like now we could move on to left field. For the Red Sox, it's gonna be Alex Verdugo. For the Yankees, it's gonna be Joey Gallo. And if you would have asked me this like when the Yankees acquired him at the end of July, I probably would have went Joey Gallo any day of the week. But Dan, call me crazy. I'd probably pick Alex Verdugo over Joey Gallo. Simply because, dude, what we've seen out of Gallo as of late, like I'm just not confident in him batting. Like I know he still draws like the occasional walk, but he's nothing like what we expected when we first got him, dude. I know he went on that little tear, kind of like what was it that like mid-September? But he
And then
definitely
he got
cooled off
hurt.
for the road trip. Yeah, he got hurt and then he cooled off for the road trip tremendously. And I don't know. I'm just not necessarily too confident in him tomorrow.
I don't blame you for that. I'm still going Gallo. I mean, his defense is still really good, 99% of the time. I mean, I always saw him drop a couple pop ups, but generally it's pretty good. Unless Benway was an issue last week, maybe that's why he was struggling. I don't know, but yeah, I'm still gonna go with Gallo. I mean, just the fact that he still seems to be having like somewhat okay at bats, and he does have the ability to get hot at any time. And yeah, I mean, he can change the game with one swing. So I feel like if Verdugo was like a bad defender in left field, it'd be a no brainer. But I will say he's decent, so it is close. I'm gonna go Gallo.
I think that's one of those that's kind of like a toss up, but you go either way with it. Simply
Yeah,
because like you mentioned, like if Gallo is hot tomorrow, like he can light it up. I'm just kind of going based on like what we've seen as of late, and I'm not
yeah, no, that's
necessarily
fair.
too confident, you know. But yo, moving on to center field here. Center field for the Red Sox most likely going to be Kike Hernandez. For the Yankees, going to be Brett Gardner. I mean, I would say defensively, like I'd probably give Kike the edge just because I'm pretty sure he's one of the best arms in the bigs, right? And then also with the bat, I'd say that they're pretty equal. So I'm going to give like a slight edge to Kike Hernandez. And that's not even because I don't like Brett Gardner. He's been pretty good as of late. Dude, I even bought like a little bald cap for when Brett Gardner comes up to bat. But yeah, I'd probably go Kike Hernandez in that situation.
I'm definitely going to go Kike Hernandez. He's good, especially defensively too. Yeah, for me, that's definitely Kike Hernandez.
Yeah. And then right field, Hunter Renfroe, Aaron Judge. I think it's
no
easy
brainer.
Here. Hunter Renfroe, right? Dude, this one's not even worth discussing. How pissed off are you that Judge didn't hit 40 though? Does it affect you in any way?
Frustrating. No, I wish it would have happened. You know, I really wanted 100 RBIs even more. It just looks like.
What did he finish with?
98. It's a matter of like the round numbers is what I really want. Like 39 home runs still sounds really good. 40 would have been cool, but I wish he got one of them.
Yeah,
but it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. But then again, I'm still picking Hunter Renfroe on right field. Chat, that's just a joke. Like for anyone who doesn't understand.
Yeah, I know they're gonna be freaking tweaking.
I mean, yo. Also, DH kind of final hitter that we'll be talking about here. So JD Martinez is basically like the Red Sox everyday DH. But like we said, he had that little ankle thing yesterday. They're not too sure if he's even going to be on the roster for tomorrow. So I guess as of right now, we'll assume that Bobby Dalbec's going to be the DH, right? So in that case,
I think he'll be on the roster as a pinch hit option. But from everything I've heard, I think it's going to be Bobby Dalbec.
Yeah, either way, dude. Even if it is JD Martinez, like I'm still going with Giancarlo Stanton. Not only based on what we've seen from him in the past couple weeks, but what we've seen from Stanton all season. I think that he's probably. Is there a better DH in baseball?
You could say Nelson Cruz. I don't know how good he was this year, but I feel like that's basically it, right? Just Cruz.
I'd still probably take Stanton.
And how many like regular DHs are there really? And
not many.
Yeah,
not
so
many.
I mean. I would assume it has to be Stan. Let me just look up Cruz's numbers real quick.
Yeah, but either way, dude, I mean, going back in Fenway Park, I think this is probably like the best environment for Stanton to flourish. Dude, we saw what Stanton did last time he was at Fenway. First of all, home run in all 3 games, also in the biggest situations that he could possibly be hitting in. So yeah, I think this is a no-brainer. I'm taking Giancarlo Stanton.
100%.
And pitching, we kind of went over, right? We're giving the edge to Cole.
Yeah.
And then bullpen, I guess.
Easy.
I'd probably
Yankees,
give a
dude.
heavy advantage to the Yankees. Not one pitcher in the Red Sox bullpen scares me.
For the postseason, at least bullpen wise, in like all of baseball. Somebody mentioned to me the Giants the other day. I haven't looked into them too much, but like, dude, can't emphasize enough. Like the Yankees are set up perfectly, dude. Like so much so that like there might be a guy left off the like the pitching roster that like somebody could argue would be a big factor in the postseason. Like that's how deep our bullpen is. Like we don't even know like, if Albert Abreu may not make the roster. Joely Rodriguez may not make the roster.
Well, the wild card
game, I'm sure they actually probably will. But like,
no, they won't. I doubt they will.
Well, actually, no, the wild card they might because you don't have to carry the starters. So that's why I think that might be a thing. But
it's possible, but also at the same time, like I think that they're probably going to go with like a couple more hitters rather than a couple more pitchers, just because, dude, I can't see them carrying like 10 pitchers. You know,
I think they'll go with they'll make a spot for Florial, and then
you think Greg Allen will be on the roster?
Him or Florial? I don't think it'll be.
I think, dude, if it came down to it, give me Greg Allen over Florial any day of the week.
I'm gonna go with maybe. I'm gonna go with Florial only because they called him up a couple days ago for that one game. So I figured they'd probably do that again. But
I think I go Greg Allen just because, like, first of all, like one, I don't know if he has any postseason experience. I don't think so, but he's definitely has more experience in the league than Florial. I trust him a little bit more in the field, and also, let's say like they want to use him as like a pinch running option, they could probably do that as well.
Yeah, sure. As for the what was I going to say? I think for the starters they might carry. I think Nestor's a guarantee he'll be on tomorrow. Like he just seems like this at least one starter that'll be on the roster. I think that might be it. Like obviously not counting Sevy, and I guess Herman will be on the roster tomorrow too. I don't know if Herman. I don't think Herman's going to make it for the ALDS roster though.
You don't think so?
I'm starting to think not. No, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. But
I don't know. It's tough, dude. But
if you actually like. Take a second to like crunch down the numbers on the roster. Like there are going to be some guys it's tough to leave off. At least you're talking ALDS.
It's complicated. I mean, especially like because you got to make space for Andrew Heaney on that ALDS roster if they do get there. No, but seriously, I think tomorrow, like if we see any pitcher in the game besides, let's say Cole, Sevy, Loaizaga, Holmes, Wandy, or Chapman, something is going seriously wrong, right?
Not counting extras, I assume.
Yeah, not counting extras. Like something would have gone seriously wrong. Like those are the only guys that I could see the Yankees going to tomorrow.
Dude, I think like the formula I think is so so like cleanly laid out. It's Cole. If you get Cole for 6th, then it will be, I think, Green. Oh, I think Green is before Holmes now. So I think it's Green
I
for the
don't want
7th,
to see
Holmes for the
Green.
8th. But you're going to. I feel like,
Yeah, but
and
why?
he's looked better though. He's looked better. He's looked better in the
Still
last
don't want to
week or
see him
so.
though. Over like a Sevier Loizaga. Why would you do that?
Oh, Loizaga, dude, this is insane. I forgot Loizaga.
No,
So I
yeah.
mean, okay, so I take that back. Then I think now, I think it'll be say Cole for 6, Holmes for the 7th, Loizaga for the 8th, and then Chapman for the 9th. But
Dude, that would be an unreal plan.
if Cole gives you 7, then I guess it would just be Loizaga for the 8th and then Chapman for the 9th.
Yeah, no,
So
dude, I
it's
think
laid
that's
out
the ideal
nicely tomorrow.
situation.
I
Yeah,
think no matter what, Cole's gonna be going deeper than Evaldi will tomorrow.
dude, like, call me crazy here, but like, I don't see a scenario tomorrow where Chad Green pitches. Like, I just don't. Like, let's even
Oh, I
say
do.
like,
Easy.
let's see Cole goes 5. I'd probably go like Loizaga for the 6th and 7th, Holmes for the 8th, Chapman for the 9th.
No, I mean, if there's an opportunity to get Green in, I don't say it like that, but if there's a situation where Cole only pitches, like into the 5th or something, I think it's a certainty Green will be in the game. Because I don't think they're going to have Loizaga go 2 innings unless they feel they have to, which they don't have to with how the rest of the bullpen is.
Well, if Cole only goes 5, you might have to use Loizaga for 2 innings.
But I think they would go to Green for 2 innings over Loizaga.
But that would be shameful. That could potentially be
Sure,
season ending.
but they haven't pushed him past an inning yet since coming off the IL, and that's my only reasoning in it. And I assume would be
Yeah,
their
but when
only
was the last
reasoning
time we
would
saw
be
Chad go 2?
we've seen that pretty recently. I could be wrong, but I'm
Have
pretty sure
we?
we've seen that recently. Yeah, I think so. I would
I don't
definitely
know.
assume more recently than the Loizaga just because the
Listen, dude,
IL stint.
my theory here is like I'd rather lose this game with like your best pitchers on the mound, right? If we lost this game because of like a Chad Green giving up a 3-run home run, that would be so much more disgraceful as opposed to like if Jonathan Loizaga
No,
gave
but
it up, right?
to be fair to Boone, I mean, like if he puts in Chad Green, like I don't think that's him. Like I'm not saying he's punting the game, but like that is one of his best options. Still Chad Green.
Yeah, but it's not the same Chad Green from like even last year.
Okay, so as for Green going multiple innings, so on September 26th, he threw an inning and 2/3. September 20th, inning and 2/3. The last time he threw 2 total innings was September 5th, which is recent enough where he would do it. Now,
I
maybe they
still
wouldn't do
wouldn't
that
do
because they
it,
don't want
bro.
him to go. They wouldn't want to gas him up or gas him out. But like, I think I don't know. I think you're gonna get at least 5 from Cole, and then in that case, I think it would be if you get 5 from Cole, it'd be Green for the 6th, Holmes for the 7th, Loizaga for the 8th, Chapman for the 9th.
You know, and I just saw a comment in the chat about Jolie Rodriguez. I'm saying this right now. I do not want to see any part of Jolie Rodriguez tomorrow.
And let me kind of just say something about that. And I'm not sure if this is where you're going to go with it, but I am with you on that. I don't think there's a point for Jolie to be on the roster. The reason for that being is it's strictly the 3-batter minimum rule. Like Jolie, he's an actual like a left-handed specialist. Definition of a left-handed specialist. There's no need to really ever go to Jolie when you have Wandy,
Yeah.
and Licky. And Licky's a guy that can go. I think Licky will be in tomorrow if we have like a lead of like 4 or 3 runs. I could see Licky, or like
Oh,
4
I
more
think
than
there's
3
another
runs.
shot.
I could see. I think so. I think if we have like a 4-run lead, it's possible. But
Dude, I don't think so, simply because like that's something that you would do in the regular season. We're gonna use our big guns tomorrow, even if we're up by 10. Genuinely.
Sure, no, that's true. But at the same time, I'm also factoring in that like if you have a lead that you consider comfortable, maybe 4 was too little. Let's just say I don't know 5 or 6. If you have a lead that you think you're comfortable with, and let's not act like Lucas Licky, he had a good year. Like the ALDS starts soon. Like it's Thursday, wouldn't it be? It'd be
Sure, but you have an
Thursday.
off day in between.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm saying if it's a 5 or 6-run lead, I don't think it's going to be that same formula we just mentioned of
I think it
Cole
will
for
be.
5.
Because,
Maybe.
dude, the whole game changes with a 3-run home run. Like, we saw what happened last time. We had a 7-run lead against the Red Sox. It kind of all changed with the snap of a
But
finger.
even a 3-run homer, then in that case, like a 6-run lead. Now it's a 3-run lead, and you still are seeing.
It's much more
I mean, we'll
difficult.
see.
Bottom line, I still
Yeah.
see the Yankees going with the big guns, like even with a big lead. But kind of going back to like the whole Jolie thing, the only thing I'm really nervous about for tomorrow is not necessarily like the Yankees' performance. Well, some people could be nervous about that. I'm a little bit too nervous about like seeing Aaron Boone do something that we saw him do last time and kind of just like try to overmanage this game a little bit. And that's why Jolie Rodriguez comes into the conversation. I don't want to see like this little like binder approach that we've seen where like the game formula is planned out before it already starts. Like, for example, right? Let's say Clay Holmes comes and pitches the 7th inning against the bottom of the order, goes 1, 2, 3, throws like an immaculate inning, kind of like last time. he better be starting the 8th. I genuinely don't care what the formula is going into it. I want to see us just riding our best arms. I don't want to see like Jolie Rodriguez start at the top of the 8th just because like the Red Sox have a lefty coming up. Like just because Devers is starting off the inning. You know what I mean?
No, that was probably Boone's dumbest move all year.
But I wouldn't
that
be
move.
surprised if
Really
we
bad.
saw something like that again. And that's what I'm most nervous for, you know?
I don't know. I'm gonna pull a Pat Hennessy, do some recency bias that Boone, he's coming off probably his best managed game as a Yankee ever yesterday. That was fabulous. Manage it like that. I mean, it's gonna be even easier tomorrow to manage a game better than yesterday because you're gonna have Cole for hopefully at least 5. Like it's the thing about tomorrow is that it's hard to mess it up. Like it really is. The only thing that can really get messed up tomorrow is the pitcher's not performing. Because I mean, at the very least, I think you're gonna get 5 out of Cole. And like we said, the formula would just be like simple from there. Like Green, Holmes, Velasquez, Chapman, and like in that case, the only thing that can go wrong is that one of them blows it. Like I can't see Boone being dumb enough to go another route than them 4, unless it's a big lead, like I said.
So you're telling me that you don't think there's any shot Boone would like think about using Jolie tomorrow?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's like even thought of. No,
because dude, I'm just kind of going based on what we saw like the last time in Boston. I think he might use that same kind of formula.
Even if there's 2 outs, you can't like if it's 2 outs and Devers is up, right? You can't risk it because then I don't know who it's behind him, but like on deck you could have I don't know JD Martinez just for example, a righty. Like that's why Joelle is essentially useless in this day and age with the 3 batter minimum, whereas Wandy's not. Like there's no reason to. And that's what the issue was in that game, I'm pretty sure. There was no reason to go to Joely when you had Wandy available. And that's going to be the same case tomorrow. Whereas, like, if there's an opportunity where you would think about bringing Joely, you might as well just bring in Wandy because there's a righty that Wandy can get out that Joely can't on deck.
Yeah, but also, I mean, what we kind of can't ignore here is, like, the fact that the Yankees still believe in, like, that lefty-righty matchup kind of thing, right? Because we saw it still happen yesterday. Didn't the Yankees bring in Wandy because there was 2 lefties coming up? It was, like, Meadows and Choi coming up, and they brought in Wandy for it.
But what I'm saying is, like, if Wandy doesn't do the job against those 2 lefties, he's capable of, when the lineup flips over to the righty,
but Joely
he's capable of getting him out. But Joely isn't. That's why, wildcard roster aside, like, I don't think there's a spot for Joely on the roster. But even if he's on the roster tomorrow, like, there's, like, what situation would you even bring him in for?
That's what I'm trying to think. But, like, you never know what's kind of, like, going on in Boone's head. Maybe, like, they have, like, their analytics in front of them, like, oh, my God, like, Joely is really good, like, career numbers against Alex Verdugo, so let's go this route. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I think Joely's numbers are good, don't get me wrong, but it's just, like, he doesn't serve all that much purpose.
No, I get it. I get it. We're spending too much time talking about Joely Rodriguez.
I enjoy it.
Dan, if you had to kind of pick one X factor for tomorrow, let's do an X factor offensively and an X factor like pitching wise. Let's start off offensively. Who would your X factor be?
Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
Like, especially the way he's been playing lately, bro. Like, and we saw. I mean, you could argue he was an X factor in the game, the opening game in Fenway a week and a half ago. Like that home run was huge, bro. And he had that RBI single to make it 3-0. Like, especially batting leadoff, and maybe I don't think it's cheating me going with Gleyber, right? Like he can still be, because he's like under the radar now in a sense, even though he's gonna be hitting leadoff. Like the main guys you think about, they're gonna do damage. Obviously, Judge and Stanton, but like if Gleyber's doing damage too, especially with DJ out, like that could end up being the reason we win a game.
No, yeah, for sure. And I think, also, like, something that we haven't really mentioned about Gleyber Torres and also what kind of makes him an X factor is the fact he's probably going to be our leadoff hitter tomorrow, right? I think that's kind of huge, too.
I thought you were going to say he has good numbers in the postseason, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, Gleyber Torres in the postseason is very good. I mean, even last year in 2020, like in a season where he wasn't good in the regular season, he had pretty good postseason numbers. So, I think the fact that Gleyber at leadoff is something that we never really considered at all this season. But based on what we've seen from him at the leadoff spot since being moved up there, call me crazy, but I kind of like it. He seems to like be working counts a lot more. He seems to like actually be a leadoff hitter. It's weird. Like even yesterday against Waka, I think the first at bat of the game, he worked like 11 pitches or something.
Yeah, dude, he seems just like a more competent hitter now. Like I don't know, and I don't even want to like attribute it to the second base move because it just seems like almost too convenient. But like, I don't know if it's coincidence, bro. It seems like ever since then he's just like a completely different hitter. In some senses, bro, I think he looks even better of a hitter than he was in 19, and like the power isn't there, but just in terms of like the at bats he's putting up, like multiple really good at bats.
Sure. No, yeah. I would say for my X factor, it's not necessarily like offensive wise, but kind of like going back to what we were discussing before, like base running wise, I think Tyler Wade's like genuinely my X factor, just because I think Eovaldi and Cole are going to pitch very well. I don't think it's going to be like as much as a pitcher's duel as like the 2016 NL wildcard game with like Bumgarner versus Syndergaard, where it kind of came down to like 1 home run. I think we might see like a 2-2 game in the top of the ninth. And I think like having Tyler Wade maybe just steal second can absolutely be a game changer. And I think a lot of people like don't necessarily realize this just because like their hatred for Tyler Wade that they kind of just refuse to get rid of. But dude, that dude can absolutely change the Yankee season tomorrow night, whether it's for better or worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say they might bring him in for defensive purposes too, but I take that back because, like I said before, like I feel like you got to keep his sole purpose, at least entering the game, to be pinch running. Like you can't waste him in any other opportunity. At least you can pinch run him and then put him in, like swap him out or swap him in somewhere for
Sure.
defensive purposes. But like, yeah, like even if you have Florial on the bench, like Wade's your go-to guy for a pinch running opportunity. Like I said, that's literally like his profession now to me is
Yeah, and
pinch running.
I mean, also like if you guys wanted me to give like a little offensive X factor, I'd probably go Joey Gallo, just because I was
Sure.
kind of saying that I don't have much faith in him, but kind of like what we were discussing as well, like he's just one of those guys who give you like a random like 3-run home run and just change
Yeah.
the Yankee season like that. Like he could just easily run into one and just make something happen. So that's why he's also my X factor as well. But
I
on
could
the
also
pitching
see
side of
Higgy
things.
going deep tomorrow. I could
No,
see it happening.
same.
Yeah.
Dan, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and it's like, yo, for some
It's just like
reason,
that
I
random
could see,
clutch homer.
dude, it could be like first and second, like 2 outs. I'll see Higgy like launching one over the green monster. Like he'll
Yeah,
get
it'll
like a
be
high
like
fastball launch one.
yeah, it just reminds me like bro, like last week, and I was like, oh, pinch hit Gary, and then Higgy comes through and ties the game against what was it, the Blue Jays or whatever.
Dude, I think everyone was saying that. And I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
never any doubt in Higgy, bro. Who doubted him?
Yeah.
Dude, it's just so weird because he always seems to come in those clutch moments. Like, if there was anybody I could think of that would hit like a big home run tomorrow, it would probably be Kalagashioga. Just because, like, dude, the wild card game is
I
always like the
wouldn't bet
weirdest
against it,
guys.
bro. Yeah.
But yo, on the pitching side of things, pitching X factor, who do you think it will be?
Ah man. I mean X Fact, that's tough, dude, because to me it's so clear cut, like what's gonna happen. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
if
but
the
is it though?
it is no, for me, like it's so clear cut, honestly. I feel like it's just Cole, and if it were anybody but Cole starting, it wouldn't be as clear cut. It'd be a lot more like yesterday. But I'll say this: if like the opportunity presents itself, then I think it'll be Severino as the X factor. I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
see him coming into the game, and like I don't want to call like Green, like Holmes, Loizaga, Chapman, X Factor. I mean, maybe I'll go with Chapman. Like the X Factor is will Chapman be on or not? You could say that's ultimately what will either advance us or not. And roll this Chapman.
yeah, I was actually gonna say the same exact thing. I think Aroldis Chapman is
Or,
the Yankees X factor for tomorrow. Simply because, yo, I think the way I view tomorrow's game, right? There's only two. Like I know you said that everything's kind of like set in stone as far as the Yankees pitching goes, but for me, there's only two things that are set in stone. One, Gerrit Cole starting, and two, Aroldis Chapman's closing. Everything in between, then I could definitely see some things like working out in different ways. Simply because, like, when Gerrit Cole comes out of the game, we don't know at what point the Red Sox are going to be in their order, right? If they're towards like the bottom of their order, maybe they go Loizaga first instead of Holmes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's different scenarios where the Yankees could go with different pitchers out of the bullpen. But I think one of the certains is Chapman closing out the game, and if he's not on in like a 1-run lead, the Yankee season could be over. So that's kind of why he's the X factor. But kind of like you said as well, Luis Severino, if he had the if there's a possibility that he comes in tomorrow, he could also be that guy as well.
yeah, because Sevy, I mean, if he's in the game, it's almost definitely going to be a multi-inning deal. It'll be a 2 inning. That's all he's thrown, right? Two. He hasn't thrown more than two, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
Dude, and also kind of like we said, it's possible that the Yankees maybe save him. Maybe they only make him throw 1 inning tomorrow just because game 1 and 2 of the ALDS, if they get there, it'll probably be what, Nestor Kluber?
I think Nestor Monty. Yeah.
You think Monty's going to be game 2?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying by the way it lines up right now. I think the Yankees did
And
this
then
all on
Kluber
purpose
game
too.
4?
I
think Monty would go game 4. If that's just me, though.
maybe. Well, Cole would go game 3, right? That's how it would line up.
Yeah.
Cole would go game 3. No, I think Kluber would be game 4, just for the way it lines up. I think they like when they were like lining up Cole and then Nestor and then Monty. I'm just assuming in the back of their head. Not that it matters because the off days you could really do anything with, but I'm just gonna assume that's what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably like. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, dude. It's so
It's
like.
not about not trusting Monty, is it? After that last start.
No, I've never trusted Monty. It's not just like the last start kind of changed anything, dude. Like,
Okay.
you know where I
Some people
stand
are
with
tagging me
this.
like they're like, oh, you is Monty still your best Yankee starter after Cole? It's like yes, 1,000%. And people started like trying to say like, oh, this changes the narrative that like Monty's made a nail. It's like, no, it doesn't. What I said the entire time is that Monty's performance would not be affected by the moment. At least that's the way that I feel. To me,
Yeah.
like he gave up 7 runs yesterday. He would have done the same thing if it was a random game in May. Like he just yesterday or 2 days ago. I mean, it just wasn't his day.
But dude, I kind of like disagree in the sense of like, yo, we know Montgomery is like the pitcher who kind of, we always say this, like he gets himself into jams, like wiggles his way out of it, right? But my theory is like against really good offensive teams, it's a lot more difficult to wiggle out of those jams. Like it's not the same as like when you're facing the Orioles, you get yourself in like bases loaded, 1 out, and you get 2 strikeouts. Like, dude, the Rays will make you pay for letting on like the first 2 runners of an inning. Like it just happens like that. So that's why I'm not necessarily like too confident Jordan Montgomery as a pitcher.
Sure.
Against good
But
teams.
Monty, he has faced good teams, obviously, and also too, he's really going to benefit, or like the Yankees will benefit from Boone's like all of a sudden having a sense of urgency with Monty, because I don't know, like while I do like Monty a lot, I don't know if he'll even get past the 5th inning this postseason, and if he doesn't, that's just going to be probably good bullpen management by Boone. Because if Monty gets into trouble in like the 3rd or the 4th, then you could go right to Severino right there, or you could even go to Green right there.
I've kind of said this like so many times. I can't see any Yankee starter other than Gerrit Cole going more than like 6 innings this postseason. I can't.
I agree with you on that 100%. Unless I could see Kluber having that like just random, just like he's
dude. I'm
like
sorry,
7 innings.
Corey. I trust Corey Kluber. He's like 3rd on like my Yankees rotation as far as like trust right now. It goes Cole, Nestor, Kluber, Monty. That's how I go.
Nah, it's for me. It's Cole, Monty, Nestor. Tyone really helped his case the other day, bro. Tyone and Kluber, dude. That's another thing. Like Tyone could get game 4.
I doubt it.
Tyone could get
over.
I don't know. I could see Tyone getting a start over Kluber.
Dude, I would be disgusted. I would actually be disgusted. Kluber is your guy, bro. Because, dude, I say if you want to have Tyone on the roster, put him in the bullpen. Because I think he would fit a lot better in the bullpen than Kluber would. You're not leaving Kluber off the ALDS roster.
No, I mean,
I'll give you this.
Tyone, I'll give you this. Tyone out of the bullpen, what we saw the other day, like his fastball did have a little more life on it the other day when he knew he was just going to throw 3 innings. But the fact that he was facing the Rays and succeeded against them and succeeded like very well.
You look good.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, because most of our starters, bro, we're only going to get 3 to 4 innings out of them anyways. So I feel like there is a world where I take Tyone over Kluber. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely going to I think, dude, if we end up winning the World Series, there'll be at least like 2 or 3 games that are going to play out like yesterday's game played out. Not exactly with Tyone starting, but where it's essentially like a bullpen game, where you get like 3 innings from Tyone or even 3 or 4 innings from Kluber, and then you can go to Sevi, Herman if he's on the roster, King's going to play a big role, bro. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think I would go Tyone. I really do.
Let me ask you a question, Dan. Next episode of the Pat and Dan Show is going to be on Thursday. Okay. Is that episode going to be a post game of game 1 of the ALDS?
That'll be game 1. Yes, it will.
You think? 100% confident?
No, 95% confident.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're at like a 9.5.
Because the 5% is that anything can happen. Like you know.
As far as confidence goes for tomorrow, I'm at an 8. I'd probably be at like your level if what we saw out of Cole of late was like pure dominance, and we knew we were gonna have like a race on the mound, because there's that slim chance that Gerrit Cole shows up tomorrow. He's just like not that good. But bottom line, and there's also a slim chance that the Yankees offense just doesn't show up at all tomorrow. Do you like making final score predictions, or you're like a jinx with that stuff?
No, nothing to do with jinx. I just feel like it's pointless in a way, because like it's just not gonna be.
All right, well, I'm making my final score prediction.
Okay, then I will too.
I'm going to say that the Yankees win by a final score of 5-2.
Dude, I'm going a lot closer to I think it's going to be very similar to how game 1 of the series played out like a week and a half ago. Honestly, or was that 2 weeks ago now? I don't know. Like I think it's going to be like an 8 or 7-2, 8-2, maybe 7-3, something like that. Yeah.
And it's so funny because, Andrew, if Andrew's still in the chat, dude, he texted me yesterday and he's like, oh, like, if you want to, like, send me your prediction, whatever, he's like, oh, let me know. I was like, yeah,
Andrew does that.
And I was like, and he's like, oh, you don't have to let me know now. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's not going to change. Andrew, it changed. Like, I'm changing it to 5-2. Simply because, like, I don't know why. Yesterday, I had so much faith in, like, the Yankees offense that we were going to score, like, 7 runs. I think it's going to be a much close. Like, dude, also, I think we might have to take into account here, the balls are probably going to be juiced. Like, that's just my idea.
I hope they are, bro. I hope they are.
Dude, so it's
I want them
also
to be.
possible that they could score 7. It's possible it could be like a 7-6 game, which wouldn't be like unrealistic either. I think it all comes down to the fact whether or not the balls are juiced tomorrow, right?
Like the outcome of the game, or just like how high scoring it'll be.
Both.
No, I mean I don't think so. Because I mean, it's like a fair advantage on both sides. The balls are juiced, but I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
but
a lot
isn't
is going to
Gerrit
depend
Cole
on.
more of a home run pitcher than Uvalde?
Yeah, but the Yankees also have more home run hitters than the Red Sox do.
I
So,
guess.
but I think it's whoever wins the first inning will win the game.
I
That's my
disagree.
prediction. And I'll say this: if the Yankees win, which I think they will, I think it'll finish with Aroldis Chapman closing out the game in a non-save. Well, I guess it's not closing out the game. You know what I mean? In a non-save situation.
How many runs do you think Cole gives up tomorrow?
I think he's gonna go 6 innings, 2 runs.
That'll win them the game, 100%.
I think so too. Yeah. And if he goes 6 innings, 3 runs, that's honestly it's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine.
Dan, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like about an hour ago, before we hopped on here, I was like,
I got
"Yo,
my
like,
water.
I'm not nervous at all for tomorrow." And for some reason, like, dude, also, yo, I don't know if you've seen, but like, I have like my heart rate on the screen now when I'm like doing the watch parties and everything.
Yeah, your
It's
heart
the
rate's
sickest thing
insanely
ever.
low, bro.
Really? Like
In a
on like
good way. That means you're healthy. Yeah.
my normal heart rate is like 75, but dude, after the game last night, it was like
Okay.
120. Bottom line, like, I think for tomorrow, like, I'm gonna be extremely nervous, like right before the game starts. But then once the game starts, I feel like I'm just gonna like lock in and just like pray for the best. Because I feel like that's how it always goes, right? Before the game starts, you're always like super nervous. But then when it starts,
Yeah.
kind of
The
just like
first
whatever
inning,
happens.
like I'll be nervous as hell. For me, it's always pretty simple. It's up into the game, nervous as hell, and then to the entire first inning, I'm nervous. And then from then on, no matter really what the score is, when we're hitting, I don't have nerves. Like I'm able to
Yeah, no,
relax and
same.
enjoy the game. But like when we're pitching, bro, like I'm like I have like leg tap syndrome. Like I cannot sit still.
I can't
I'm so
sit.
nervous.
I can't
Yeah.
sit, dude. Like it's sick in the head. But dude, it's so cliche to be like, oh, the Yankees have to win this game. But for the sake of like this core and for the sake of everything that we've been through this season, just give us a run. Like,
Yeah,
give
word.
us a run, dude. Like,
Get me at least an ALCS, yo. That's what I want.
that's all we're asking for because my theory is, Chad, I've been saying this for so long. When the Yankees win the wild card game tomorrow, we're winning the World Series. Because I'm telling you all right now, I know the Rays give us a hard time in the Bronx. I truly think that we could easily sweep them in an ALDS. That's not delusional Pat talking. I look at the
Wait.
Rays.
Sorry, I cut you
Yeah,
off, man.
no, you were so excited. Go for it.
Oh, okay, word. Because and I took some heat for this. I don't know if it was from Rays fans, MLB fans, bro. I mean it when I say not that I'm gonna say they're scared of us. The Rays don't want to play us in the postseason.
I
Bro.
know.
You could tell by the way they played this series yesterday, bro. Like, dude, the fact that they were pinch hitting and like taking out pitchers in the middle of
Bro,
jams in the middle innings for a
Rosarena
game
was
that doesn't
tagging
matter to them.
third.
Dude, 100%. That made it clear that they may not be like actually afraid of the Yankees, but they definitely wanted to knock them out yesterday. For one, they don't like the Yankees, and two, they don't want to face them. They don't.
I think a good way of saying it is, dude, chat, I think we could all agree when I say this. The Tampa Bay Rays are rooting for the Boston Red Sox tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
100%.
100%.
That should make the Yankees feel even more so confident in being like, yo, the Rays are 100% like praying against us. So let's go out there, do what we got to do, and then face them. Dude, I hate to be cliche because like 4 years ago, well, not 4 years ago, 3 years ago, we were at the wildcard game saying we want Boston. But dude, I want Tampa really, really bad.
Me too. And then I want Houston really bad. And it'd be a perfect how did somebody phrase it before? But it
Revenge
could end up
story.
being a revenge story. Yeah.
We were talking about this, yeah.
Oh, we were the fact that we
Yeah.
could eliminate Boston, Tampa, and then Houston would be sick. But honestly, the my bad. I forgot what I was gonna say because somebody texted me. What were we talking about?
Tampa.
Bro, I had a good thought. Oh, dude, Red Sox are like. This is a bad time to say this. They're like fourth on my rankings of like teams that I hate. Like they're not number one. Like they're not like that
so many
hateable of a
times.
team. It's one will always be Astros to me. Two, the Blue Jays. I hate the Blue Jays, and I am so
Really?
glad they're out of. I hate them. Hate them.
Oh my
Hate them. Hate
God.
them. And I am so glad that they are out of the playoffs after they celebrated their World Series win last week and when they beat us in Game 2. Dude, that was so embarrassing. And I'm sorry. Call me a boomer. I don't give a shit, dude. Like Springer's like, let's go. And then
Did you see his dance, bro?
And then
In,
no,
in
I didn't
the
actually. I
fifth
didn't even
inning of
see
a
that.
one-run
I
game.
didn't see that. I was gonna make a joke that would have got me canceled. But and then the pitcher, bro, like how hyped up he looked. Just like, listen, no problem with being hyped up, but like, dude, like you didn't win the World Series. Relax. And then
No, I
3 would be
know.
the Rays. I hate the Rays more than the Red Sox.
I mean, it's pretty like irrelevant for tomorrow, but like for me, one would obviously be the Astros. Two would actually be the Mets. Like I had nothing against the Mets up until dude, like the game where Lindor hit the 3 home runs, and they acted like that was their World Series. Like, dude, actually,
True.
like get over yourselves. Pete Alonso thinks he's like the king of New York. Like, get out of here, dude. Like you're no Aaron Judge. And three would probably be the Rays, I guess. Like the Red Sox are. I'm probably with you. Like they're probably number 4. I actually like the Blue Jays, regardless of
I
what people
hate
think.
them.
But
Not a Blue Jays person.
the Springer Shuffle, dude. The Springer Shuffle. But yo, did we cover just about everything as far as like tomorrow's wildcard game goes? Like I feel
I
like we
think
broke down
so.
pitching matchups, lineups. I don't think we're gonna get any surprise as far as the lineup goes. We what we've kind of seen as of late is what we're gonna get. Is there anything
I know
else
what the
like you kind
lineup's
of
gonna
want to
be.
throw in there?
I can give you the lineup for tomorrow.
Dan, you always say this and like you're
All
like
right,
never prepared.
It's the last 5 minutes of the show. Just let me do it. At least before,
Yeah,
I would
go
always
for
do
it.
it like 20 minutes in. Okay. I'm not going to give position because it's obvious. Glaber, Rizzo, Judge, Stanton, Gallo, Urshela, Gardner, Higgy, Odor.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what I would say too. I think that's like the most easy lineup that we've ever constructed. And also, yo, can we say that like it's so sad in a way that like DJ and Voit are like not options for the Yankees? Because dude, Luke Voit, like I know we've been so pissed off he hasn't played as of late, but having him as like a pinch hit option in like a postseason scenario, dude, like that's so ideal. We have like no big bats coming off the bench at
It's really
all.
just Gary, and him as a pinch hitter isn't anything too
Yeah, and
thrilling.
he's probably going to be starting every game that Cole's not pitching. So it's like in games where Gary starts, who do you have
He'll
coming off the
catch
bench?
he'll catch Kluber too, I think, if
You
he
think?
starts. I think he's basically.
Kluber's going to start, Dan.
Oh no, I mean Higgy. Higgy will catch.
Yeah,
You're
no, but
you're
Kluber's going to
probably
start.
right. You're probably right, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, I don't know because we're only gonna throw 4 starters in the postseason, I assume, right? So is
Yeah,
Tyona
yeah.
being the one that gets left out? I guess that's fair. That's fair.
You think he might be like in the bullpen over Herman?
Dude, there's only so like if Tyona's like in the bullpen, like where is he pitching? Like we have so many relievers that are gonna like that deserve to see time. I don't even say deserve. I don't mean
Dude, you
like
know what
that,
would
but I'm
be
saying like
so
that you would go
weird?
to over Tyona. What?
Let's say the Yankees try to do like a little like 2020 like game 2 ALDS thing. They throw Monty out there for like the first inning, then they whip out
Oh my
Tyone out the
goodness.
bullpen. Dude, I wouldn't even be surprised. You know you wouldn't be either.
No, I wouldn't. That's fucking not so fun family vision cracks. You're like, damn, what did Kluber do? Kill your best friend? Like, what the
Yeah, you
No, I
hate
just
Corey Kluber.
no, I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. I just like I don't get that. You know what I always say about Masahiro Tanaka? How like no
Yeah,
matter what he did in his last start, no matter what I feel like he's gonna do in this start, like I always feel like he's
that's how
gonna
you
give a
feel
good
about
solid
Monty.
effort. That's how I feel about Monty. Yeah, it's like the exact opposite with Corey Kluber. I just don't feel. I just rarely feel like he's gonna give us like a competitive outing. And maybe that's foolish of me to think because I mean technically he pitched pretty okay against Toronto last time out. What did he do? Like 4 1/3, 1 run type deal, something like that.
You know how like all right. You know how like you always say like, oh, Monty has ice in his veins? I feel that way about Kluber.
I don't
I think
say it
yo,
like that.
you're like Jordan Montgomery is like a big game pitcher. He has ice in his veins, dude.
I don't say that. I said he's made of nails. But I'll agree with you on that. I don't think Kluber
Same
gets
thing.
affected by the moment.
No, and I
From
think
what I
like
see.
big game, give me Kluber over Monty. Let's go. But yo, bottom line, Dan, if you have any final thoughts about tomorrow's wildcard game, let me know.
Dude, I no shot would I ever take Corey Kluber in this day and age over Jordan Montgomery. No, thank you. Jordan Montgomery
You're
was a top
still on
15
it.
pitcher in the American
You're
League this
still
year,
on
bro.
it.
He was a top 15 pitcher in the league this year. He was. Any final thoughts? Not in the wildcard game, but I am going gluten free. I'm allergic to gluten now. Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
What do you mean? Like you don't just
No.
wake up one day allergic to gluten?
No, I'm pretty sure I am. Like I ditched. I'm
What
one
makes
day.
you think
I'm
that?
1 day in. I'm like low key a health freak, bro. And me and Andrew, we decided that we're gonna do at least a week gluten free, and then we'll see how Apparently, you'll feel better, like more energy and stuff. And like, there's like little things here and there that I noticed. Like I have some slight symptoms of having a gluten intolerance. So today I had mac and cheese that was neither macaroni or cheese, and it was disgusting. Baked beans I can eat; they're gluten free. But you can't
Dude,
have bread. That's the main thing.
I'm gonna be honest. Like just knowing you, you're not gonna last a week.
Dude, I know it's the burgers. That's what's going to be tough. But so far, so good. I'm a day in, and I'm doing all right. I've never felt better.
Yo, also, I kind of want to address one thing right now, too. Well, dude, first of all, addressing the fact, like, yo, Instagram was down for, like, the entire day. Like, what the hell was that all about? Like, dude, I kept trying to, like, check. I'm like, okay. But, yo, also, going on Snapchat today for, like, the first time ever. Dude, checking my memories. Dude, 2 years ago on this day, we were at Game 1 of the ALDS. James Paxton was on the mound. And 3 years ago today, we were at the wild card game. Dude, October 4th is just basically like Pat and Dan Day.
Dude, that's so true. It is like Pat and Dan
Dude,
Day.
it's crazy.
Yeah, man. That was the first time I ever met you. In person, I mean. Was
yeah,
at,
no, at Penn
18
Station. Yeah, good times.
Yeah, that was a good time. 19 was a really good time. I showed up late. Remember I hit that girl in the head by accident? Or, like, I knocked her hat off?
Yo, her dad was really cool about it, though.
He was cool as hell about it, bro. And I know exactly what his thought process was. It was just like, listen, like, I brought my daughter to the jungle in the postseason in October. Like, it's kind of my fault.
But also at the same time, like, I feel like if I was that dad, like, I'd probably be a lot more pissed off.
I would have dropped him.
Yeah, probably, right?
I don't know. I mean,
like, he was super nice about it.
He was. No, I remember right away because, like, I was doing, like, I'm still in the chat. Like, I was like, well, I was like doing like this or something, right? I was like, let's go.
No, you were going a little bit more crazy.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, and the girls, like, her hat, and like I knocked it off. And right away, though, I was nice about it. I was just like, oh,
well, chat, to set the picture, she was probably about 10 years old.
Yeah, so I mean, you switched, didn't we? So I wouldn't hit her.
We switched.
Yeah,
because I'm not going to hit little children like Dan.
Yeah.
But yo. Let's see if we got any questions in the chat before we do wrap things up. Steven says,
have we addressed my haircut? Sorry.
We addressed it last time.
Not this
one. You get a haircut every day, bro.
Oh, yeah, because the mold's officially gone.
But you're growing it back, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's all that matters. Right? Yo, Steven says, out of all the teams in the postseason right now, who do you think is the hardest matchup? I really like this question.
Including the NL? Dude, I'll go Giants
I'm gonna say no.
Rays. I'll go Giants and Rays. Okay, so then just the Rays.
If you want to do both for argument's sake, you'd say Giants, Rays. For me, I'm going to say Astros, Dodgers.
No, I mean, it's
dude,
definitely...
I feel like the Astros mentally, it's just...
Listen, the Dodgers, they're without Max Muncy now and Clayton Kershaw.
Dude, losing Max Muncy's huge, and losing Kershaw is huge as well. So
that, I don't know. Dude, that's what changed my answer. If it weren't for that, then I would go with the Dodgers. And also, too, the Giants, bro, just win. It's so weird. Like, they just been consistently
like the Rays
all year. But it's weird. It's like the opposite of the Rays, the way they do things. But like they just keep winning. For me, it's the Rays and the Giants. I think if we take care of the Rays, bro, we're definitely going to the World Series.
Yo, I also just say like another like selfish reason as to like why I want the Yankees like to really win tomorrow? Because I really want to like sit back and relax and watch the NL wildcard game on.
Dude,
Wednesday.
I'm with you.
I won't be able to do that if the Yankees lose tomorrow.
It sucks, bro. This is the first year of that because normally, y'all like I go ghost after the Yankees get eliminated. Maybe I'll watch the World Series, but like usually not even that. This year I don't have a choice. Like with John Boy and everything, like I'll have to watch the NL wildcard game. I'll have to like cover it probably too.
Dude, but
like it'd be awesome to watch if they win.
Yeah, maybe I'll like force myself to watch it, but it's like usually I don't. Usually like once the Yankees get eliminated, I completely like distance myself from baseball like until the World Series is over.
I deleted social media last year and then re-downloaded like 5 minutes later. But after they got eliminated by the Rays, I was just like going through a mental breakdown. I was like, I can't do this, bro. Can't do this.
That's so sad, bro. I want to watch Wainwright versus Scherzer on Wednesday and just be like, yo, I'm watching this stress free because we already won last night.
That would be so fun, and that's gonna be a good game too.
Imagine how good our sleep is gonna be tomorrow. Like after we win the wild card game, Dan, I'm probably not gonna be able to knock out until like 8 a.m. Kind of like the night where Stan hit that grand slam. Like I wasn't able to go to sleep until 8 a.m., dude.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm starting to get a little nervous.
No, I know.
Not even that I feel like they're gonna lose. It's just like it's just a typical like pregame nerves. Like before any big event in your life, you have like a little bit of pregame nerves.
Listen, chat. Before we do wrap up episode 26 of the Pat and Dan Show, just gonna make things clear right now. God forbid the Yankees get eliminated tomorrow. We'll still be live with the Pat and Dan Show on Thursday, regardless of a win or loss. We're gonna continue doing Pat and Dan Show all throughout the offseason as well. But yo, as far as tomorrow goes, I'll be live for a whole watch party. Game tomorrow starts at 8, right? So I'll be live at 7 for the watch party. Yo, chat, the stream is already up on YouTube, so you can click on the channel and like set a reminder for tomorrow. But yo, I'm just hoping for a good game tomorrow. Hope Gerrit shows up. Hope the offense shows up. But at this point, there's nothing we could do besides kind of like just sit back, wait for the game, and just hope for the best. That's kind of all that we could do at this point. So, Dan, it's going to wrap things up for today. Appreciate you all for stopping by. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for the watch party. See you on Thursday for the next episode of the Pat and Dan Show. Hopefully after game 1 of the ALDS and not at 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. for the watch party. Peace.